All right, how's it going, guys? Today is day two of, again, just keep going at it. That's kind of the goal. If you clicked on this video, you clicked on the other one probably. So you know what I'm here to do. Um, I think just to kind of recap a little bit about like some thoughts I had about yesterday was I think specifically around some of the showdown games that I had, and kind of I think one of the reasons why I lost a lot was I did make some right calls, but I didn't make the best calls either. I did have a lot of misplays, and I wrote that down as like a quick journal excerpt. Um, and one of the ways that I was thinking about this morning on how I can better myself is to kind of take what we were doing, which was part of our homework, which was to kind of memorize the abilities of the first, or not the first, but the most used Pokemon in Worlds of 2025. And I've gone ahead and just kind of expanded on that a little bit and added in not only their ability, but their typing and the most common move set in this regulation. Um, and that is kind of what I've been working on. Um, so I've gone ahead and actually created a quizlet. I know that's kind of funny to say. Like, are we back in school? Um, but I just kind of thought of a great way to do like flashcards as a way to kind of just like quickly look at a Pokemon and then just flip it over on the side. Most commonly, what is this Pokemon using? Um, things like the brave nature, the Terra type, and the stat spread. And I did this with all of those that we talked about. So these were the most commonly used restricted and non-restricted Pokemon. And I just copied this. My source was Smogan for most of this here. And we honestly haven't looked at this a bit too much today. I just really just like ate dinner just now and went ahead and, started making it. But kind of the idea here is just to kind of get us familiarized with the most common movesets when going against some of the most common Pokemon I think we're going to see when we queue up in Showdown. Another reason why I chose to do this as well is we will be getting in normal VGC format, we'll be trading what's called team sheets, which is basically the information that you see here of, say, my Pokemon team that I bring to a tournament. I will share that with my opponent, and my opponent, I will get their team sheet. And that allows us to a bit more competitively make the right calls. A lot of people on Showdown, at least in the ELO that I'm at currently, don't share team sheets. So it is kind of just like a random guess, to be honest, of what your Pokemon's going to do. So just to kind of accelerate the learning curve that I'm doing for myself, flashcards it is. I know there's probably some VGC pros out there that like don't need this, but it's helpful for me, and just kind of in my pastime, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this. Another thing to think about as well is, as we're trying to get a bit more future forward thinking, becoming a qualifier for Worlds is not cheap. And I didn't really think about that when I started this, to be completely honest. I was taking a look at, what exactly qualifies you to be a competitor in Worlds. And it comes down to a point system with championship points. And you can gain championship points by going to play Pokemon tournaments, whether that's a regional or international championship. So I found this just on the Play Pokemon website. So if we were to like start from scratch, for example, I'm just going to go to Play Pokemon events, whatever. And then here we can go ahead and try to search through our local league. And you could do that, if you want to, try to find something that's a bit local to you. It's kind of hard when I'm traveling. So we just go ahead and click on the compete in whatever button I just clicked. Uh, we're still coming fresh off of Worlds. So right now it still has the information from that. But here you'll be able to see the results of the latest, competitions. Obviously, since this is like 2 days after Worlds, not all the information has been put in here yet, so you can still see some stuff from NAIC. But what we're really trying to look at here is the next events, where we, as the individual, can get some championship points. I was kind of reading online. It's a bit like, I think it's around 500 points that you need to be able to qualify for Worlds, or if you reach like top 8 in one of these tournaments. For someone like me, I gotta hit 500. I am in no way able to do a top 8 performance. So with this, obviously there is a lot of travel. These places are not close to each other by any means, but we can filter this out. I live in North America, so we can go ahead and look at the events that are in that region. So we have Pittsburgh, Milwaukee, Vegas, Toronto, and then NAIC. So this is kind of the road to Worlds when it comes to the live events that we can go ahead and do. A lot of these dates don't work for me in my schedule currently, which kind of sucks. And it's also expensive. So I honestly don't know what we're going to do this year. I'm definitely not comfortable spending the money to travel somewhere, say like a Las Vegas, for example, and spend the money on a very expensive hotel, pay the entry fee to compete, and have a very unlikely chance of actually qualifying for Worlds through one tournament. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. The one I'm kind of eyeing as one that I would probably participate in would be Toronto and NAIC, as those kind of, I think, would allow me to kind of up my game. Given that we're in August right now, if we give it until January, and we go at this kind of every day, we might be able to, show some skill and kind of see where we land. But just to show an example of, what the prize pool looks like and all that kind of stuff, is you can go ahead and filter by VGC. For the regionals, if you place anywhere within the top 8, you will get $1,000 to $6,000. Depending on how many people you bring, that may pay for your trip. But then again, I don't expect me anywhere to be close to the top 16. What we're really looking at is those championship points that I talked about. And it is a little difficult, to be honest. I honestly would probably place somewhere in this bottom half currently right now with my skill set, and I would probably only get 40 points. Now, if I need 500, that's a long way to go. And that's not something I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is at this point. But this is a great place for you to kind of gauge, what you're looking at. We also get some booster packs that you can sell, again, if you want to. But really, I'm really thinking about, what we can do here. And you can always register and figure it out. But right now, currently as it stands, these are the only events available that can get you championship points. They, historically, from the research that I've done, do online tournaments, but none of them have been announced so far as I'm aware. So this is really what we're eyeing at for this year. And to be completely honest, financially, I would say it'd be really difficult to try to pull this off. I don't know if the YouTube channel does amazing and, I start getting some extra income, maybe. But right now, this is kind of what we have to deal with. But that does not necessarily mean we have to stop practicing. And that's really what we're kind of here to do. So kind of the format for today is probably not going to be as long of a video. Again, we have that Quizlet thing that I made, and we'll be reviewing this kind of like when we have spare times and whatnot. And I'll actually link this in the YouTube video as well. That way, like, anyone can go look at it pretty quickly. I think it's honestly, it helps me. I don't know if it'll help you. But yeah, that's part of what we're doing today. I wanted to also do some research and find a chart test of Pokemon type effectiveness, and try to take one blindly. So I actually didn't look one up beforehand. I probably should have, but we can just go ahead and do a Pokemon effectiveness test, and let's just see if there's any that have one. If there's not a test, oh great, this is amazing. I'm gonna do so bad. I didn't study at all. All right. So we got a 75% score. I should have got some other ones correct. I just kind of wasn't thinking and just going too fast. I kind of blitzed it. It's 324 questions. It's actually really long. I wasn't expecting it to take so long. But I think what we can analyze the most from here is at least like who do I have the most difficulty with, and it definitely looks like I have the most difficulty with rock and steel. Just kind of looking at it from like a row perspective, like going by rows, rock and steel definitely have the most. And then if you go ahead and look on the defending side, I messed up a few times on steel as well. On the defense side. So, I also messed up a little bit on Dragon, but a lot of these were like my own mistakes, to be honest. But, 75, I should have scored better. Oh well. We will always take it again until we can get 100%. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our 4 showdown games. I will say that I did play a game while I was taking my lunch break at work, and I did win. So the only real takeaway from that was that my opponent tried to pollen puff into his protect on one of his opposing Pokemon. So he knew he messed up as well. He even typed it in the chat. He didn't know that could happen, so I'm glad we're just seeing other new players in. So let's go ahead and do it. Amazing. So all that work that I put into making the flashcard sheet, none of the Pokemon that are here right now are literally in that sheet. So we have honestly a pretty flexible team that can kind of do anything here from their side. A little bit scary. I'm going to go ahead and just throw in Lunala with Ursaluna. We're going to try to do a Trick Room opening, and then we're going to have our Brute Bonnet and Fluttermane in the back. So let's go ahead and do it. He throws in Tyranitar with Sandstream, and Rotom with the Electric Fire. So I'm going to go ahead and set up the Trick Room. I should be slower than him. I'm 90% sure. But what I'm going to try to do, honestly, first is try to take out his Rotom. I don't know the moveset he's going to have on this, and we're just going to go ahead and throw a Protect on Ursaluna just to, see what happens here. So we'll throw in the Protect. He throws Overheat. I don't know why he tried to overheat my Ursaluna. That was weird. He crunched my Tyranitar. I now procced Burn. We have Excadrill here. I think he has Sand Rush on, so he gets a speed boost. We're going to go ahead and try to Trick Room. I think he's going to try to go ahead and hit me here. So I'm going to go ahead and try to go for the Tyranitar here a little bit. He uses Earthquake. It takes out my Lunala. Does he have Focus Sash? Or did he just conveniently lose with 1 health? Okay. So Sandstorm's up. I think I still kind of have this one. We'll kind of see. That Giratina's scary. And just remember what, if we ever get worried about weaknesses, I just like just to do this just so I have it front of mind right now. Dark and Ghost, and I know Dragons with Fairy, so I could throw in a Shadow Ball at him. He's already Terra'd. And I might go ahead and see what the weakness to Steel is Fairy. I think he's going to throw a Steel move on my Fluttermane, so we're going to Stellar, Shadow Ball, Giratina. And then we are going to Spore Excadrill. Let's see. Come on. He hit Focus Sash. Iron Head on Brute Bonnet. Okay. Alright. I'm okay with this. The Sandstorm. Fuck. Forgot about that. It's my bad. Ugh. Okay, we're going to go ahead and Sucker Punch Giratina. Just to confirm that kill, he's going to have Excadrill Sleep. Again, Brute Bonnet proving that he is the GOAT. We're just going to throw as many Seed Bombs as possible until he wakes up. Just a fucking brilliant move by me. And then we're just going to go ahead and finish it off with a Sucker Punch just to confirm it. And that is game 1 win. Honestly, I think my big takeaway there was that I just kind of trusted my Pokemon to do what they needed to do. That was, I think, our first encounter with a rain team. Or not a rain team, a weather team. And I think we played around it pretty well. I think calling for the offensive that on Lunala was like really good because it kind of took out his opponent in first turn there. So let's see, our rating's at 1105 now. So let's keep it going. I'm going to go ahead and just go back to main menu, try to find the next one. Again, we're getting 4 in today. There's nothing I'm trying to do here where I'm trying to get like 4 wins in a row. We're definitely not at that stage yet. Let's see what we got here. So we have a Kyogre, Urshifu, Raging Bolt, Miraidon, Xianpao, and Ogerpon. All of these Pokemon are in our little sheet that we have here. So I am going to go ahead and try to see what we can open with here. I think he's going to open with a Kyogre and a Miraidon. He has some really good electric water synergy. And I think I'm going to try a new opening that I haven't tried yet. And I'm going to try to do Fluttermane with a Lunala to start. And then we're going to throw in Ursaluna and Koraidon. I think Koraidon might be a little bit of a baller move on my side because I think he's going to have both water types on his team. But we're starting with a Surging Strike, Urshifu with probably a whatever the move was that we had here for Miraidon, which was Electro Drift. So I think he's a super offensive guy here. So what we can go ahead and try to do here is try to predict which one he's going to hit with. I think he's going to be pretty damn fast. So I'm going to try to predict a switch and then try to throw up a Trick Room. Let's just see if he tries to kill my Fluttermane. He does Volt Switch, but still he did it on my Fluttermane. He just went for a double move there, so that kind of worked in my favor. Since it hit my Ursaluna with his Volt Switch, he couldn't switch out. Super good for us. Let's go ahead and do a Facade on Urshifu. because he's the scary one right now. And then we're going to go ahead and Meteor Beam the electric type. So I know that since it's Trick Room, Miraidon's the fastest because of electric terrain, and we can get some really good chip damage on Miraidon here for when he switches back in. Overall, pretty good here. Ursa Luna's got to carry me this game since Lunala's down. He's going to switch an Ogre Pawn, and you can call it cheating if you want. I think he's going to have a speed of 188 because that's the most common speed. And if I was in Worlds, I would have written this down 1,000%. So we're going to see who we want to switch in here. I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Flutter Mane because I don't know what his second Pokemon is. And it's Kyogre. So Kyogre is Skay. Because I am a ground type here. And I know my Terra on my Koraidon's fire, so I definitely don't want to do that. We're going to go ahead and Terra into Ghost, throw in another Facade, and we're going to try to double KO Kyogre. One of the big moves that he has is, I think it's called like Spout or something. But it's based on, Water Spout. That's the move I was thinking of. It will do as much damage based on his HP, since Kyogre has a shit ton of HP. So I knew he wasn't going to try to protect that turn with that. Overall, this is pretty damn good. We have a Ghost Terra, which I also think was a great call, even if he did Water Spout and it didn't really do that much damage because we moved first of Trick Room. That would have done double damage, and I think kind of everything counts in this phase. We're going to throw in a Protect and an Earthquake just to get some double damage. And again, just utterly dominating and making the right calls here. And yeah, he forfeits here just because I have another room of Trick Room. He can't really do anything. Trick Room won me that game for sure. And I think I just went for, honestly, just like the most safest calls that I could do there. So yeah, that was great. So already an improvement from yesterday, right? So feeling pretty good about it. Here's another one. Iron Hands is on here. That is not one that's on the list, and so is Hattering. I kind of know what Iron Hands does. I also know Farigiraf pretty well. So honestly, he has a pretty slow team. I'm going to go ahead and try to do a Koraidon Chi-Yu open, and then we're going to do a Brute Bonnet Lunala in the back. Let's just see what we can do here. And nice. I think he's going to be an all-shiny team, so it'll be a bit different. Special defense is now lowered between everyone with Beads of Ruin. And we're going to go ahead and let's see what he's going to do here. I think Farigiraf he's going to use Fake Out on Iron Hands, most likely. So we can just go ahead and try to do what we can here, to be honest. I'm just going to throw Protect on Koraidon just to kind of play it a bit safe here. And then we're just going to throw in a Brute Bonnet instead of Chi-Yu, just to kind of see what we're doing here from our opponent. There's the Fake Out that I thought he was going to do, and he throws in Trick Room. So, again, that was kind of one of my reasons why I wanted to throw in two very fast Pokemon as part of my 4. 205 and 250 between Chi-Yu and Koraidon, and now I have Brute Bonnet and Lunala, which are my slower attackers. So I'm just going to try to play it a little bit safer right now. We're going to go ahead and try to use I honestly don't know what to do here with Brute Bonnet since he's going to be our main attacker since we're switching out Koraidon. I think honestly I'm just going to try to go for a Sucker Punch on Farigiraf. And just see if we can get anything, but I can't use it because of Armor Tail, and that's a mistake on my part. So That's one mistake that I've already made so far. Um, I honestly think I might be the slowest here. Uh, let's go ahead and see if we can throw in a ghost type move. Actually, we're going to do Meteor Beam on Iron Hands. We got to get him out of here. And then we're just going to go ahead and throw in a Rage Powder just to see what happens. So, Rage Powder, again, Brute Bonnet tanked that for me. I know Iron Hands should be pretty vulnerable, but again, it does nothing because Iron Hands is just goated. And I should have probably brought in Ursaluna because he could have made some light work on this. I'll throw in some Light Guard here. And we're just going to go ahead and just keep trying to do what we can. I think he just has a really tanky team here. Yeah, I think I just messed up by the type of Pokemon that I switched in with, which is my fault. Totally. We're gonna throw in a Protect on Koraidon just to survive the Trick Room, and then we're gonna switch in switch out our Brute Bonnet here, and see what we can do. I honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I should be using Chi-Yu with Koraidon. I think I should be using Chi-Yu with one of my more special attackers. And again, I just made the wrong call again there, which kind of sucks. But again, we're just going to kind of give this our all here. And one of the ways that I can do that is Terrifier Close Combat for Farigiraf and just kind of get him out of here. And then I'm going to go ahead and Seed Bomb again on Iron Hands, and hopefully this kills both of his stuff. But it doesn't because, they're just really tanky Pokemon. So, yeah, this is, a lot of misplays by me on this one. If I somehow win, that's, a good thing, but I think an Ursaluna is about to come out and clap my shit. Oh, it's Calyrex Ice. Okay. I think contrary to what he's going to do, I know Calyrex Ice, Calyrex Ice has a Protect on here, so I think he is not going to do that. We're just going to go ahead and throw in just to quickly confirm the kill on our boy. Farigiraf, we're just going to go ahead and do that, and then I'm going to try to Spore Calyrex. Oh, he does Glacial Lance. Yikes. I thought he was going to Protect. I'm not necessarily too worried, to be completely honest. This guy's name is RK9 Legend, which is like, that's where you register for your tournaments. So this guy's probably an average tournament player. We're just going to go ahead and just throw in a Protect just to kind of see what he was going to do. Yeah, he played heavily into the Trick Room, and I think that kind of screwed me out. But it is what it is. You live and you learn. And yeah, we're going to call that third one loss. A lot of misplays by me. I think I was leaning on bringing in an Ursaluna, and I think if I did, that would have been different. It would have been great to, I think, face this guy best of 3. I would have loved to have played his team a bit more. All right. Overall, even if we lose this one, it's still a major improvement of what we did last time. So let's see what we got here. Again, these are all Pokemon that we saw on our list. I'm going to go ahead and see who our special attackers are on my team. I really can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure it's Fluttermane. So I'm going to do Chi-Yu, Fluttermane, Brute Bonnet in the back with a Koraidon, just to kind of see what we can do here. I wonder what he's going to open with. I think he has a lot of options and openings as well. But the Fluttermane, I think, will predict a Incineroar opening with a Kyogre or a Calyrex Ice. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I think he might use Rillaboom also, but with 2 fire types on my team, I don't think he will. Sorry if I was tapping the desk and that picked up. Okay, so we're going to go Heavy Rain with this one. So if he was smart, he's probably going to try to hit my Chi-Yu with everything he's got. We're just going to go ahead and switch that out with... Or I can Terra Ghost, which could be interesting, and I can kind of just keep hitting him. I wonder if that's the move, though. Or I Terra Water Brute Bonnet, and I think that's what I'm going to try to do first. So we're going to switch in Protect, because I think he's going to throw in a Water Spout on Kyogre, and then a Surging Strike. It just depends on who he's going to Surging Strike. Oh, U-turn. Okay. He switches out. Okay. And throws in Incineroar. Interesting. So Fake Out would be faster than Rage Powder. Sucker Punch has priority of 1, so that won't do it either. Let's go ahead and try to Terra Water and just see if we can Seed Bomb Kyogre. But I'm predicting that he's going to Fake Out Brute Bonnet, to be completely honest. And we're just going to go ahead and try to do an Icy Wind as well. Or no, we're gonna Moon Blast Incineroar. Let's do it. Oh, hey! He teared into grass, and he's Calm Minding. So he's building. So he's taunting Brute Bonnet. And with the rain, that definitely is good. I will say, the taunt was a good call. I thought he was gonna Fake Out. That's my bad. And let's go ahead and just keep trying to throw tick damage. We're just going to, just kind of chuck ourselves at Kyogre here a little bit. I don't want him to build up. And yeah, he does Water Spout now. This is a strong rain team. I think he made some good calls. He does knock off, but I use my ability. Haha. I'm throwing Koraidon, and now we're Sunny. Honestly, in retrospect, I honestly forgot that Koraidon does Sunny Day. I probably should have done that immediately. I don't know why I didn't, but now I know, right? So we're just going to go ahead and keep on chugging. I think he's not going to Calm Mind again, and we're just going to... try to blitz our opponent, but he switches out Kyogre. But we got a burnt proc, which is cool. That wasn't cool. I didn't appreciate that. My taunt's over, which is very cool. We're going to go ahead and try to do a Sucker Punch on Urshifu. And I should still be faster, and I might be a little crazy in saying this, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep Koraidon out, and Sucker Punch is nothing, which is stupid. Surging Strike doesn't do that much, and he protects. He made a good call there, and I'm gonna throw in Chi-Yu here. And then we're going to throw in a Protect. I'm kind of in a bit of a pickle. I will say one thing he's doing better than me is switching out his Pokemon. So I'm going to try to do the same thing. He has a very slow team, and I think I'm trying to be a little bit too offensive. So let's see what we do here. I'm going to Protect. He uses Surging Strike. It's fine. I honestly thought he was going to try to Water Spout or something. There's the Water Spout. Silly me. Damn. Alright. Let's go ahead and try to sleep whoever's coming in, and let's go ahead and close combat Urshifu. I just want him gone. He's done. I let him run away with the game, and I kind of fucked up, as you can see. Yeah, this was bad on my part. Kind of dumb. And he's grass type. I made the wrong call again. Ugh. I forgot to use Terra Grass. I keep forgetting. And then let's just go ahead and just kind of just end it here. Yeah. All right. Cool. I lost that one as well. I feel like I maybe got a little bit too egotistical with myself, and honestly don't have that much experience playing against good weather teams, and I misplayed that one. Kind of sucks. Do one more because I hate my life. I really did want to open up with Chi-Yu Fluttermane, and he kind of fucked that up. But we're going to go ahead and do what we can. Let's see. Whimsicott, Calyrex Shadow. So, let's see. I weakened the special defenses. And I'm going to try to go for something a little bit more on the offensive, to be honest. I think Fairy type would go really well against Calyrex Shadow. So let's just try to do an overheat on Whimsicott, because I think he's going to Tailwind. And he Terras into Fairy, which is totally cool. Draining Kiss, overheat. Let's kill Whimsicott, take that out. Moonblast still does incredible damage because Fluttermane's just so good. Especially paired with the Beads of Ruin. So he's probably sitting here like, whoa, this is crazy. I'm going to go ahead and throw in a Protect here, throw in Lunala. And, this might kind of be a risky move. But let's just kind of see. Yeah, I knew he'd probably be a little bit angry about the Fluttermane killing his Whimsicott. Yeah, you should be. Because that was amazing of me. Alright, Flare Blitz again. I have Focus Sash. I'm straight chillin', bro. Astral Barrage. That is a double KO, and that sucks. Calyrex Shadow is hard. I couldn't get my Trick Room off, and I honestly thought I could. That's my bad. Yeah. This sucks. Let's go ahead and overheat Calyrex, and let's protect on this one, and then I'm going to Terra next turn into Ghost and try to bait out a close combat off the Koraidon. But let's just see if I can. I don't know. Let's find out. I'm going to go ahead and play into the... yeah, and he just wins that there. Again, I just, don't think I made the right switches, and that Astral Barrage just, KO'd my team, and that sucked. How much did that do? Did 80% on Lunala, which, hurts. I think maybe I should have, he knows that I use Protect on Fluttermane. Probably should have switched that out. Okay. Out of 5 games, I won 2. So we're 2-5. Yesterday we played 4 games, and I won 1. So... if we were to only play 4 games and we skipped that 5th game there, I would have won 2 out of my 4, which I honestly think is pretty good. That's improvement, right? Just one day of taking this a bit more seriously, and we're kind of getting somewhere. Pretty cool. So yeah. Again, I will link that Quizlet that I talked about earlier. of this with like the most common things, I did notice that as I went on throughout these games, I stopped looking at this. And I think that definitely had an effect on myself and what I was doing. So yeah, I'll go ahead and link this to you guys. Again, it's pretty easy. You saw what I did. I just Control F to find out what I needed. But again, pretty great to use. And I think like there's a bunch of like AI tools in here. But yeah, good job for today. I'm going to go ahead and journal. I think the one thing I didn't share with you guys that I'm kind of doing off camera is that I am kind of working on finishing the Nintendo Switch games. I haven't really finished those. I think I just finished the main story of Scarlet like last week. And I'm going through the DLC in those. And part of what I'm trying to do with these playthroughs is complete the deck on home. I really want Shiny Keldeo. So I'm doing what I can to complete the decks, which will inevitably help me when I'm actually looking to build out my team in Showdown, or out of Showdown, I should say, of something that I get pretty comfortable with. I think we're in a pretty good spot, with the champions, Pokemon Champions coming out and Megas coming out with Legends, that we are going to kind of see a meta reset of some kind. And I want to make sure that I am 100% prepared for that. And I hope it gives me kind of a good edge against some of these more weathered competitors within the scene. So, again, this is the end of day 2 here. I think we put in a solid hour of gameplay here. Off stream, I'm going to go play my Switch and try to complete the decks. So if you watched all the way to this point, thank you. And I hope you're also learning something from this as well. So yeah. All right. I'll call it there. See you guys.